Kris Jenner has orchestrated a new relationship for Kim Kardashian, and this time it's F1 driver Lewis Hamilton. Kim has been on an international trip with Lewis, bouncing from resorts and romantic getaways. And it turns out that these two have been in a secret relationship and that Kim is really in love with Lewis, even though it's a little bit awkward that he dated her younger sister, Kendall Jenner, in the past. So let's get into it. Kim Kardashian has a new boyfriend. Actually, I'm really happy for Kim. She's gotten into a new relationship. It's been a while and he's an F1 driver. His name is Lewis Hamilton and he's also dated Kim's little sister, Kendall. But before we talk about his relationship with Kendall, let's talk about his relationship with Kim, because supposedly they have been secretly dating. Honestly, I don't know how Kim keeps anything a secret, but it doesn't seem like they were ready to announce their relationship. The world just kind of found out because they took a trip together. They actually took a romantic trip to the UK on a private jet. And to be honest, I did not know who Lewis Hamilton was. I know that he's an F1 driver now, but I don't necessarily keep up with it. So, if you guys don't know who he is, here is a clip of him talking just so you could hear his voice and see what he looks like. The only time I ever drive is when I go back and if I go and visit my parents, who actually, they're in LA with us right now and my dad's driving around somewhere. I think he's gone down the PC. He loves cars and he loves driving. But for me, I'd rather just hand the keys to my friends or something like that. I don't like traffic and it's more stressful for me. An F1 driver that doesn't like to drive. Interesting. Anyways, these two were spotted together in public, which is how the media was able to put this together. Looks like they flew from the UK to Paris. So, they're doing kind of like a little Euro trip right now, which is kind of a big deal for someone who's newly dating. Which makes you feel like this relationship has been going on for some time because Kim's like leaving her parents, going to the United Kingdom, France. Multiple different countries with this man. She must be very, very comfortable. It looks like they were at a weekend getaway at the Estelle Manor, a luxury hotel and private members club in the English countryside. An onlooker says that Kim's arrival was very low-key. She had 2 bodyguards and was whisked inside. An hour later, around 4 p.m., Lewis landed in a helicopter and walked inside where the other guests were mingling around. They had a couple's massage booked in and had full use of the facilities, just the two of them. It was all very quiet. They clearly wanted to have some time just for them too. In the evening they had dinner in a private room so they didn't have other guests around. I guess Estelle Manor is an incredible place to have a date. It's so luxurious and glamorous and it sounds amazing. It all appeared to be very romantic. This source says Lewis made use of all the facilities. He went to the gym and things like that. Kim kept her 2 bodyguards with her and Lewis had a close protection officer. It looks like they all have so many bodyguards. I wonder, do the bodyguards hang out? Are they friends? Do they go to dinner? Do they get to explore a little bit? I guess they do. They go wherever they go. 2 of the 3 stood outside their door to their rooms so no one could disturb them. Honestly, it's like presidential treatment, but they wanted to make sure there was no cleaning people, no staff, nobody coming in and interrupting and seeing what they were doing in there. Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton's relationship is hotting up. We can reveal the pair have been on 3 dates over the past 3 days. Their first low-key hookup was at the Cotswolds in Estelle Manor, and from there they went on to London. We're told Kim and Lewis booked a fancy room at the Rosewood Hotel for a chilled night in on Sunday. And on Monday morning they flew to Paris, the city of love, for a 3rd consecutive date. Kim hasn't had a major relationship since Kanye West. She did date Odell Beckham Jr., but we didn't see much of them. So people are freaking out over Lewis and there are some obscure media pictures going around of these two at an airport. I believe it's from Backgrid, which, shout out Backgrid, they have all the rights to this. Please don't come after me. We love Backgrid. As an F1 girly, I genuinely love this for Kim. Somebody said they're going to be mad over anything. That being said, is Lewis even a good guy? Someone said that he's very down to earth, he's charitable. I do like him for her. Alright, new character unlocked. This person writes, I'm here for this. We need a new partner in the Kardashian-Jenner universe. Honestly, it has been so boring lately. Timothee is like carrying all the weight of all the entertainment. One person said that he would be really good for her. He's successful, he's driven. Pun intended. They would have a lot in common. Another person disagreed. I'm shocked. I don't see them together. Lewis is a passionate vegan and environmentalist. So then he's arriving in a helicopter and taking a private jet. Oh my gosh. Don't give me the Leonardo DiCaprio vibes. So fake. They say that Kim is probably keeping at least a couple fur farms in business. Not to mention all of her animals seem to have high turnover. Not high turnover. Them just dying. He just got like what for little Pomeranians? I wonder if Kim's household animals' lifespans are cut in half. That would be insane. One person said that I used to respect Lewis Hamilton. He's always surrounded himself with questionable people though. I particularly side-eye him when he mentioned hanging out with Elon Musk and wanting to go to space. It's giving Katy Perry vibes. One person said, why? Even 10 years ago he uploaded a video of himself being cruel to his nephew for wearing a princess dress. Since then I've suspected that he's a bad person, even if he's apologized, because a 32-year-old man bullying a child on social media is pathetic. One person said, genuinely, who cares? Let them be. They deserve happiness. Let them be. No, Lewis, no. But then this person said, didn't he date Kendall Jenner? And then I went down a rabbit hole. What is it with the Kardashians and sharing men? I mean, I know Hollywood's a small place, but there's enough for them to just not double dip, triple dip. I mean, Scott Disick or Justin Bieber. I think he's maybe gotten 4 out of the 7, including Rob. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine getting with every Kardashian and Rob and Caitlyn? Lewis Hamilton was linked to Kendall Jenner once before Kim and his secret romance. What's weird about that is that they have an 11-year age gap and they just dated without anyone really questioning it. Despite being 11 years older than her, Lewis Hamilton praised the model Kendall for being mature, which is what every alleged groomer says. They're like, yeah, they're so mature for their age. Quote, she's doing incredible. She's very focused, very level-headed, and she's just, for a young woman, she's very grown up. That makes me so uncomfortable. And here they are posing together back in 2018 as friends, as you can see, because they're not really next to each other. And here they are at one of their hangouts. It looks like they were having a good time. Look at that throwback blurry picture. She was very young when she was involved with him and he was in his 30s. When Kendall and Lewis were linked in 2015, insiders claimed it was all about Kris. Kris Jenner was the one pimping out her daughter. He, quote, really wanted Kendall to date him. Lewis and Kris have become friendly in the recent months, and she thinks that he's perfect for her daughter. Looks like it didn't work for Kendall. So now it's, rotation. Kris is now hooking him up with Kim. Kendall usually goes for bad boys, they say, like Chris Brown, Justin Bieber. So Lewis could be a good influence on her. It actually looks like Kris Jenner is a huge fan of Lewis Hamilton, which makes this even more interesting that he's now dating Kim Kardashian. I mean, Kris doesn't follow a lot of people on Instagram. I believe at the time she was following like 65 people and he was one of them. So clearly he's important to her. One person said, I thought he batted for the other side, which I actually thought that he could have, been on my team too. He's wealthy and generates a lot of media coverage. Of course Kris likes him. And of course Kris approves because he has money. So like any daughter, which she's like, which daughter we want to have? You can have your pickings. But just a little bit weird that there's this path crossing. I mean, it makes me think of Travis Barker and Kourtney and Kim and how everyone's just been around, including Justin Bieber. Now we've got Lewis Hamilton entering the chat. The last few guys that Kim has dated have all been linked to her younger sisters. A clear sign of distress. There was Odell Beckham Jr., who Khloe hooked up with back in the day, and obviously Drake, her friends with benefits, allegedly also sleeping with her sister Kylie back in the day. And she was trying to get out of that vortex. Remember, she was hitting on Tom Brady for months publicly, and he hasn't hooked up with any of her family members. One person's questioning whether this relationship's real. If it's kind of like a fake relationship, that doesn't imply that she reheats her sister's nachos. That implies good working relationships like bearding, PR, whatever, maybe to make Lewis seem like a certain way and to get Kim media attention. Exactly what's going on here. One person said, what about an older businessman, Kim? Which I agree. I feel like that would be kind of more iconic, But this isn't the first time that we've seen Lewis and Kim together. I suspect that they spent New Year's Eve together because they went to Kate Hudson's party, and I wonder what happened behind closed doors. At the time it was reported that Kim was in Aspen and at this event, and Lewis was photographed there as well, but it wasn't really put together yet that these two were in a relationship as serious as going on a multi-day, multi-city trip in Europe. The two actually first met in 2014 at the GQ Men of the Year ceremony. Kim was there with Kanye. Lewis and his wife Nicole Scherzinger. I can never say her last name. The Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls. Honestly, I don't know why I can't get that out. Nicole Scherzinger, something like that. Right.
Kim's last relationship was with Kanye West, but they ended their high-profile marriage in 2022. Lewis, meanwhile, had a relationship with Nicole Scherzinger from 2007 until 2015. Kim and Lewis were also seen together in 2021 at a Wall Street Journal magazine Innovator Awards event, and again in 2023 at Pharrell Williams' Louis Vuitton debut menswear collection. So, they've been in the same room a lot. It makes sense that they do know each other. Does not make sense why she wants to sleep with every man that's been with her sister. I just don't understand the overlap.
It just seems odd to me.
Won't it be awkward at Christmas? Recently, Kim appeared on Khloe's podcast and said that she wasn't really dating, but she was trying to open up and she wants someone with good morals, values, a calm person, dependable, the opposite of Kanye West, and wants them to take accountability. That's one thing. Kanye recently apologized for some of his terrible behavior the past couple of years, his mental breakdown, blaming a brain injury. And it seems like this is going to be the ultimate test, right? If he reacts on social media, if he freaks out at the news that Kim is with this F1 driver, then we'll know whether he's really changed or healed or whatever he's trying to convince us to go and sell albums. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. It's so weird to me that Kris Jenner had orchestrated this relationship. She really is like a mom. She's mom and manager and micromanager at that. But I want to hear what you guys think, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.